Hey guys, Jenny here. Welcome to your reading for this week. So I don't really have a theme. I was trying to think of something that maybe we could resonate with, when I pull these cards, but nothing was really coming to me. So I took out like 10 different decks though, and I'm just gonna go towards whichever one I am feeling drawn to, and I'm going to pull a few cards from there, and I'll pick another one and pull a few cards from there, do it a little bit differently. Okay, so I'm being really drawn to Divination of the Ancients. I don't recall if I've used this deck during one of these readings. Maybe it's been a while, quite honestly, but that's okay. Let's see, and I am having trouble with one of my fingers. I have been for the past like 3-4 weeks, so I can't really shuffle these cards like I normally would. Just do it a little more carefully. Okay, so what energies are we working with this week? What do we need to know at this time? And of course, if you have something weighing on your mind, a question, a situation, whatnot, now is the time to really think of that, mull it over, kind of ask for guidance, for clarity, for an answer. And hopefully it'll come up in these cards. Okay, so I want to go with other ones. Okay, Energy Oracle deck. Put it back so it's out of the way. Okay. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. Check out the links that I post in the description. I have an Etsy shop. I do provide, if you connect with me on Facebook, I do provide readings, but through my Etsy shop, it's really online readings, through email. Okay, I'm sorry. I was in the middle of talking and I'm like, thinking in my head, I'm like, what other deck do I want to go with? Getting a little distracted. All right. Psychic Tarot for the heart. But check out my other videos, playlist that I have on this channel. I've got a bunch of guided meditations that I created. I've got a couple of little witchy DIY. There's only really a couple. I haven't done much with that, but I've also got some Oracle Tarot deck reviews as well as some book review. So check those out. I'm also part of the Save Lands program. Basically, it's this company that, it has a website full of products, but you can donate money so farmers and other people can plant trees to help this planet, to help our ecosystem. Any purchase you make on their website, I believe it helps to plant 12 trees. I believe that's what it is, every purchase. So check that out as well. Connect with me on Instagram too. I would love to connect with you on Instagram. I'm trying to get more active on that, honestly. Okay, so let's begin. I've got a few cards out, right? So the first one we have here, Hydromancy Illusion. So literally the question popping into my mind right now is, are you seeing things clearly? I feel some of you are, now this could relate to career, business. This could relate to relationships, which I'm actually leaning towards that this has to do with a relationship. And whether it's a romantic relationship, friendship, family, relationship between you and a coworker, colleague, I do feel this has to do more with relationship. That are you seeing things clearly? I feel some of you, this may not apply to all of you, I feel some of you are really anxious, are really letting your anxiety speak to you, your ego speaking to you, making you fear, making you worry that, this person doesn't really love me. He or she is not doing this. I haven't heard from them in 5 hours. Are they even thinking of me? Like, to me, I feel like your ego is just running rampant. Okay. Like it's on that hamster wheel and it's just going and going and going and going. You've gotten yourself onto a train that is not stopping. Okay. And it's kind of difficult to stop such a train that I know. But I feel that you're wishing, well, aside from feeding your ego, quite honestly, you're really also wishing that this train will stop. And it's really hard to do that because that's where you have to take responsibility. You can't be waiting for another person to tell you what you want to hear. You have to take responsibility. And I do feel, though, that clarity is coming in. Right now, you are being disillusioned by your ego, by your fears and your worries and your anxieties and your doubts and your uncertainty. That is the illusion. That's your own deception, wearing a false mask. That's your own deception, okay? But let's see what was this? The energy card has to say with this. Okay, 46, and I'll be sure to say the numbers for these cards, reduces down to a 1, because 4 plus 6 is 10, 1 plus 0 is a 1. The thinking man. So now this could relate to you, or honestly someone, really prominent in your life right now. Thinking a lot, okay? And that goes along with the illusion card. When you're on that negative train, you're just constantly thinking, and just, like I said, it's that hamster wheel. It just keeps going and going and going. And I feel that that's what's really going on right now. Also, I look at this, like he's holding this, I believe it's a crystal. Yeah, it looks like a 3-pointed quartz cluster. He's holding this crystal, and I get this idea that it's like, I have what I want, literally in the palm of my hand. But is it really what I want? And that is a question that you have to ask yourself. But I feel like you really need to listen to your gut instincts, okay? You really need to listen to your intuition. You already know the answer. You already do. Maybe you're just choosing to ignore it at the moment because, like I said, they're not calling you when you think they should. They're not doing what you think they should. Like, it's placing a lot of, I don't want to say unnecessary burdens because it's not that, but it's placing extra responsibility, extra baggage that can be removed over time, but there's a lot of thinking involved. Is what you wanted really what you want? Right? Psychic Tarot for the Heart. Also a number 1 card. Ones are good because ones are all about new beginnings, manifestation, new ideas coming in, starting new projects like right now. Ones are a great number. It's an absolute great number. And this is manifest, which now this, for the Psychic Tarot for the Heart, this is part of the major arcana. Number 1 is like the magician card in a regular tarot. So like you are the magician, right? Or the witch, the sorceress, whatever term you want to use. But you can create the life that you want. And what I'm also getting is like, because you see all like the blue and the reds up here. And actually, if you're looking at it, it kind of looks almost like a heart, right? You see that? That's pretty cool. What I look at this as like the blues and reds. I mean, and not that they are, I mean, on a color wheel, red and blue are a bit opposite each other. I mean, red and blue make purple, okay? But they aren't right next to each other, okay, on the color wheel. So I feel this is also saying kind of like two opposites colliding if you will. You're joining, combining two different things. And now this, you could relate this to a relationship, like you and your divine counterpart are pretty opposite each other. Like my divine counterpart is okay. I'm with sort of my opposite right now. Has its great moments and has its not so great moments because it causes me anxiety, right? And that's my ego talking. But so if you relate to that, if you relate to a little bit of just what I let in on my personal life, then you'll understand like that is also your ego talking, okay? But you can find ways to create what you want, all right? You're the magician. If you want clarity to come in, if you want to get away from this illusion, make it happen. All right? Make it happen. Now I want to also say, what can we do about this leading into the next set of cards? We have here crystals and healing. So I feel like that answers the question. Healing. What can you heal? If you are actually drawn to crystals, then consider this card, even this card, because he's holding the quartz cluster. Consider these like signs as like saying like, look to crystal healing to help you. But I feel like a lot of issues that are coming up for a lot of people right now, especially those in relationships, whether they are soulmate relationships, whether they are karmic, whether they are twin soul or divine counterpart, sacred unions, whatever term you want to use, okay? It doesn't really matter. I feel though that the reason like all these fears and doubts and issues are coming up is because they are meant to be healed, okay? They are meant to be healed. Oftentimes things come up again, especially if you've already dealt with certain shit in the past, okay? That's when you know it's karmic. But it's meant to, because guess what? You're older now. You are able to see things from a different perspective, hopefully. You're also stronger now because you've already gone through it before. So now you can do things a little differently. Things always make their way back. Okay, that's karma. Things always make their way back. Oftentimes when things aren't really healed. That's one part of karma. Another part is kind of like, if you do good, you get great in return. I mean, kind of the same thing, right? But if there's issues right now, especially between you and your counterpart, they're purposely there to be healed. You have to do a lot of the healing, especially yourself. A lot of that, is inner work, okay? And if there is an issue in regards to love and communication, well, look at how you love yourself and how you communicate to yourself. Or look at how you communicate to another person. All right? So consider that. Healing, though, is coming in right now for a lot of you. A lot of self-love, all right? A lot of self-love. February is like, the month of love anyway, right? With Valentine's Day and all. But there's a lot of self-love going on right now. That will in turn change the dynamic of your outer world, and that it will affect the relationships that you're in, okay? If that makes sense. Okay, this goes back actually to a couple of cards in the first pile, number 25 or 7, deceit. You're just this is all ego-based, dude. I'm telling you right now, this is all ego-based. You're really worried about being deceived, all right? Because you were in the past, right? You were in the past. And that's why there's healing. To clear up things from the past that have made their way back again into your present. It's to be healed. All right? So you need to heal, and healing's messy. Healing is messy. There's no right or wrong way to go about it. It's different for absolutely everyone because everyone has their own circumstances to work through. So it's messy. It's dirty. It's difficult. Healing is not that easy. All right? It really just isn't. And because the ego wants to keep coming back in. The ego is there to protect you, which is which is great. It is. But sometimes I feel the ego sort of oversteps its boundaries and it's like, oh my God, this is happening again. You have to run. Running's not always the answer because then you just kind of, you haven't faced it. Fear means face everything and run, right? Yeah. Or face everything and rise. No, fear, not face everything. Yeah. Whatever. You know what I mean. I'm sure you've all seen that in like a meme or two. You all know what I mean. Either way, if you face what is bothering you, this will happen faster. Okay? Keep that in mind. Trust. Yes. Not easy to do. Let's be serious. Trusting that everything's going to work out even better than you've imagined. Trust. Take a leap of faith. 0 is all about like right now. Like literally like right now. 1 is like right now, sort of very near future, you know, within like a week. 0 is literally right this moment. Okay? This is also the Fool card in the Major Arcana. Going on a new venture, or adventure, rather. Okay? New beginning is already at hand. You just have to trust this process. And what can we, okay, I was gonna say, what can we expect? I don't want to say this is more like past, present, future, but I feel like this card spread that I have here is sort of reading like a past, present, future. Smoke. Prayers. Send out your prayers. Send out your wishes. You know, if you're a little witchy and magical, light a candle if you want. Light some incense. Do whatever you need to do. Not to create a love spell to make someone love you, though, right? I've seen that saying, you can't start a marriage with a kidnapping. It's kind of the same thing. So don't be doing that because everyone has free will. But if you want better communication between you and your loved one, yep, you can do that. That's totally fine. I've done that several times. But don't be afraid to make your wishes. That's what I get with this sort of, and also like sort of put it out to the universe. Just put it out there. All right. Just get it out there. Let go and surrender. Have faith. Trust that your prayers are going to be heard and answered because they will. Because they will. You get that? And it's funny. I'm saying connect it to the hydromancy card. You can. I mean, when something is smoky, you usually can't see very well. But smoke itself is generally like a thin layer. It's a thin veil. I mean, unless you've been in, you know, like a fire. Okay, then, okay. I don't mean that. I just mean like, you know, maybe from outside in a fire pit or, you know, blowing out birthday candles, all right? The smoke is pretty thin. You can actually see through. You can. It's a little foggy, if you will, but you can see through, so that the illusion falls away. Okay? Number 36 or 9, second chakra, Archangel Ariel. So I'm hearing, for those of you wondering who you can pray to, she's one. Archangel Ariel is definitely one of them. Okay, you can pray to anyone. You really can. Okay, like they'll all help you. I'm also hearing with this that some of you, and this may be sort of a little like tangent, if I will, some of you need to get creative, like physically creative. You need to like go in, I don't know, you need to just go out and do something creative, even if that means like taking a painting class or a glass blowing class, like whatever. I just feel like you need to do something creative. Okay. If that also just means writing, beautiful. Write. I'm getting, you need to really stimulate your second chakra, which is your sacral chakra. It's like just below your belly button. And that is a very creative, your creative sort of center anyway, very inspirational. Physically wise, it also corresponds to the sex organs. Okay, so I feel this may only apply to a couple of you, that if you've actually been having any physical issues down there, doing something creative is going to start moving the energy in that area to really promote the healing, the physical healing that goes along with that. Okay, so kind of keep that in mind, but don't be afraid to ask for support. But I am hearing this really, like, just get creative. Go and do something fun for yourself, because then it's like when you do that and you're in that headspace, you're not thinking about the shit that's bothering you, right? Your mind is focused elsewhere. And sometimes our attention needs to be redirected in order for everything else to fall into place. Okay? Number 7, crown chakra. And immediately what I hear with this is you already know the answer to whatever is bothering you. You already know the answer. You've known the answer from the beginning is what I'm hearing, but you've been fighting it this whole time. That's where a lot of the deceit comes in. You yourself fighting it. That's ego. That's ego talking. We don't need none of that. Okay, so you already know. I'm also hearing, if you can, pay attention to your dreams right now. A lot of you are getting downloads, okay, when you're sleeping. So try to remember your dreams if you're able to. 7s might be really lucky for someone. There's a 7 here. The 25 reduces down to a 7 as well. 7s might be really lucky for someone. Just keep that in mind. I don't feel I'm actually really done, to be quite honest. I feel that there's still... We're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about love. These cards sort of... They ventured on relationships and love anyway, right? So we're really going to talk about it. What do we need to know in regards to love? Either love for ourselves, love for another, a relationship that we're in, or in regards to just someone we have on our mind. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. This actually does go along with these 2 cards. Granted, I was more or less saying, like, ask spirit, ask the universe, ask your angels, whomever, you know, the ethereal side of life, ask for support. But this is also letting you know that you are supported here in the physical realm, that you can actually ask your friends for advice, friends, family, whomever, coworkers, whomever. What I do here with this, though, you can ask for advice, but don't... If something, you know, someone says doesn't jive with you, leave it at that. It doesn't jive with you. Okay? And it's not meant to, because it's possible that they're saying it, you know, from their perspective, their own experiences. They're not thinking so much in terms of what would be best for you, because you're not them. So just take that into consideration. Okay? I don't want you to deceive yourself or feel like your friend is deceiving you when they're really not. But I'm feeling called to just pick another card. Okay. Attraction. Whomever you're thinking about at the moment, I mean, you two are definitely attracted to each other. All right. The attraction is there. The magnetism is there. That's what I'm hearing. No. Come on. Come here, you. Gizmo, say hi. Go that way. So I feel, though, that, you know, whomever is on your mind definitely feels the same. So if that was a question going through someone's mind, this is like a yes right there. Okay. What I also hear is, because if you look at this, she's literally stopping and smelling the roses. Don't be afraid to take time out of your day to literally do just that, or to literally just be. All right? Even if that means just sitting with a cup of coffee or tea. I'm a tea drinker. Sit with a cup of tea and just being quiet. Or maybe, you know, you want to actually get out in nature and just feel the wind on your face. Whatever it is, I'm getting, don't be afraid to just be. Okay? It'll help to ground you and calm your thoughts as well. All right, but this is a great card. I also feel that if you are in a relationship with someone, that you can expect some passion to be ignited over the next few days, couple weeks. Even though I believe we're entering a Mercury retrograde, I don't feel it's going to really affect. It'll affect maybe technology, communication that way. I don't feel this one's really going to affect the passion between people. Okay. Now, what I like to do, where is it? Let me find it. I'm going to pull a card for not each of the signs, but each of the what do I want to say? Like the categories. So like fire signs, water signs, earth signs, air signs. Okay. So this is only 4 cards, not 12. All right. So we'll start with the fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What blessing is coming your way? 32 or a 5, a blessing for peace of mind. Beautiful. That way we can get clarity from, definitely opposite of this card, right? We can get some clarity. Yay. I'm a Sagittarius. That fits for me. Peace of mind. All right. Water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. What blessing is coming in for you guys? Number 38 or an 11. 11s don't usually get reduced down because they are a master number. A blessing on growing older. So what I actually get with this is actually the word maturity. A blessing on your maturity. Okay? So it's possible you water signs need to grow that way. Okay? It's coming in for you. It's not a bad thing. It'll help your relationships. Okay. Earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. 41 or 5, a blessing for solace and hope. Beautiful. I feel this actually goes along with the trust card. Like, be hopeful that things are going to work out. Okay? Solace is also sort of a comforting thing. It also helps to bring a peace of mind. So that's pretty cool. And lastly, air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Whoop. What blessing is coming for you? Number 33, a blessing on your boundaries. Beautiful. You may need to put up a few boundaries, air signs. That's not necessarily a bad thing, okay? That's part of self-love. It's a necessity. Don't worry about that. Those who are meant to be in your life are not going to be affected by your boundaries. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in this week. I hope you have all enjoyed this. Please share this with others if you feel this may help your friends, family, whomever. I will see you guys next time. Bye.